Hi, Kelly and Paul. I thought I'd make a short video, number one, to introduce myself, and number two, to go over a little bit of information that I learned about your website after Kelly and I had a chance to talk a little bit on Thursday morning. So, what I want to do is turn this camera off of me, focus on your website. One of the things I should mention to you is I'm from Chicago, so I talk fast, I drive fast, and the beauty of the video is you can play it back to make sure that what I'm saying is actually English and makes some type of sense. What I did with your website as I went through it, it's a basic website. There's nothing really complex about your website. There are some things that are not so great, many that you can probably also identify. One of them is on a Divi theme. The Divi theme is it's got some pluses, but it's also got some serious weaknesses, and it's not something that I would necessarily would recommend. Most builders, developers don't use Divi. It's usually used by hobbyists and people who are more do-it-yourselfers type of stuff, which means that it sometimes can be code heavy and not as search engine friendly, and sometimes not as user friendly. So the software that I will load, will use WordPress, of course. I'd recommend we use the Astra theme, and then I load in about 15 more plugins that'll make it secure. We'll do daily backups, and we'll be able to make the website look exactly the way you want. It's quick and easy to change. Kelly, I can show you how to change. Paul also, if you're interested in learning how to change any aspect of the website, colors, fonts, page layouts, really whatever you want. It's quick and easy. So once you know how to do it. So with that said, when I went through your website, the first concern I had was how much data we'd be pulling over. What I also noticed is that I wasn't sure. Some of the posts look like they're genuine, meaning that they're original. And the example here, Paul's award. Congratulations, Paul. That's amazing. Thank you for your service to the community. That's great. With that being said, this is a great post. It's also got a photo and some other probably people's names here and that type of stuff. So what I thought I saw was on some of these posts, it looks like some of these may not be original, and so they may be produced by the company. And while they may have some value, they're not very valuable for search engines. And I don't know that your clients necessarily are going to your blog to read the different posts because you're not considered an authority, and you would not show up when they're searching for some of these questions. Now, if they're on your site, that's great that they see the question, but it's not necessarily going to help you with search engine optimization. So with that being said, what I did was checked here. Obviously, where you may know this or not, that it's registered with a company called the registrar's Net Earth One, and that's a registrar that I'm not familiar with. I don't know all of them, but when I did a little bit more research, when I first saw this, I thought, okay, never heard of this one, and it's also doing business as Net Earth. So it makes me think that the company Potter Villa, is possibly reselling some services. That's not a problem or like that if it's decent quality and depending on what they're reselling. When I did a little bit more research, what I ended up coming up with was that, and you already know this, some of the plugins that you have include these ones here, the feature page widget and Divi carousel. Normally you see more plugins. I'm sure you have more plugins on your website. You should have probably one or two security plugins that would normally show up here, and then also like a search engine optimization plugin and some other ones. So it's possible they just did not show up when this particular website was detecting plugins in the theme. But we want to make sure that you've got the appropriate software loaded on your website that'll do backups on a daily basis, and your website's secure and protected from malware and other types of attacks and stuff. And I'm sure it's got some type of stuff on here, because otherwise that you wouldn't have had problems for years. But the security alerts are a concern depending on what they were. Another thing that I'll mention to you here is, if you notice up here, the favicon is what they call it. this really, I would encourage us to change that using a new theme. The W for WordPress, really what we want to do is get either the Captain's Cabinetry logo or a symbol or something that's not promoting WordPress, but that's more directing for the business. The other thing here is, it's listed as Kelly's Corner, and we would want to go ahead and fix this here so that it's showing up again, stuff that's helping for search engine stuff and promoting the business. So the other one or two things I'll mention to you quickly is that when I, again, here's the Who Is record, name servers being Potter Villa. This is where I was going. This is the Net Earth 1. And this is the registrar. As you remember, Net Earth 1 is here. And I'm not familiar with Net Earth, as I mentioned, was not overly impressed with their website. It made me question the services that they may be providing. So with that being said, what I would encourage you to do, whether you use me or someone else, I would change registrars. I would move away from Net Earth 1. And I move a lot of my clients over to GoDaddy only for the registrar purposes, for a variety of reasons. But I don't use them for other services because, again, GoDaddy's they're very large, and sometimes they can be cheaper. And some of the services that you receive are lower quality and on the cheaper end. So with that being said, this Net Earth appears to be really on the lower budget end, and I would encourage you to move your domain registration from this registrar over to GoDaddy, and I can do that for you. That's again what I normally do for most of my clients. If they need to have it done, and I would encourage that for you. The other thing is that since Kelly, I mentioned to you, I think I quoted like $100 to do a migration going from one registrar to another, changing the website hosting company over. That again, I can do for $100. What I would not be able to do is that what I would encourage you to do is to move away from the Divi theme. And again, what I was starting to mention is what I would do is leave your current site where it is, create a whole new website for you on the new server using a different domain name and that website address. You and I can fine tune it, Kelly, to make sure it looks exactly and works exactly the way that you want. And then when you're ready, we can go ahead and flip it over where it would be captainscabinetry.com. And then this particular site that you have with this concurrent company would stay there until your contract ran out with them. But again, you wouldn't need to worry about that, the software and stuff. So with that being said, I've probably talked a little bit more. It looks like you're doing a nice job on your reviews. We'd want to promote this a lot more. You've been in business for quite some time. I think we can do a lot better to get your Google review count up quite a bit. Let me see what else I was going to mention to you. I think that's it for now. So I'm sorry if I rambled a little bit, but hopefully the information is helpful. Sometimes a picture can be worth more than 1,000 words, and hopefully this video is worth a lot more than that. So we'll talk again soon at your convenience. Kelly and Paul, I wish you well. Kelly, I look forward to hearing back from you and hopefully working with you. And Paul, it'd be an honor to have you as a client. Look forward to hearing back. So have a great rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and take care. Thanks again. Bye-bye.